Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. There's no snow on the ground, and this is the perfect time to give our containers, our perennial herbs, our perennial strawberry love and attention. I like to add compost and fertilizer before they come out of dormancy so that I'm not disturbing their roots during active growing. So we're just going to snip out all of these dead parts here. Just snip it, being careful not to snip anything that has awakened. I'm using a pretty balanced fertilizer, 636. I wish that middle number was a little higher, but this is what I have for now, so we're going to use it. And we're just going to add a little fertilizer to each one of these. It doesn't require a lot. You just kind of follow the recommendations that's actually on the bag. And then I'm going to scratch this in just to set my strawberries off to a good start. So you'll notice that I trimmed away as much debris as possible, making sure my crown stayed above the soil level. And I will be adding some straw just to keep it protected until we have better weather. Same thing, I want to do some fertilizing and then adding a fresh mulch layer to these strawberries. And this is the perfect time to do it because once we start our vegetable gardens, once our ornamentals come up, we really don't have time to put a lot of attention into our containers. So when you do it while they're in dormancy, you're helping them to be fully nourished for the entire season. You do this once before the frost and you are done for the season. So giving things like yarrow, giving it a little compost, a little fertilizer, and a slight mulch covering will take care of it for the entire growing season. Same thing with my thyme. It's also a good idea to do it in the end of the winter before your animals come out of hibernation, because fertilizer is very attractive to a lot of animals. So it's just a great idea to get this done so you're not attracting anything to your garden. And just make sure you scratch it in for less appeal. I started clearing out my chives, and so it's going to get fertilizer and a little compost. Now, herbs don't require a whole lot of nutrients, but if they're in containers year after year, you're going to have to replenish the soil. You're going to have to feed the plant. And the best time to do it is early. A little for you. Same thing here with my oregano. I am going to add just a little compost and some fertilization, and then I will remulch it. And a little for you. It's important to reapply the mulch because this is prior to our last frost day. So I do expect cold temperatures. And with my perennial rose and hibiscus, I will pull back some of this leaf and mulch. I will add bone meal on the drip line around the plant so that the spring rains will push that fertilizer and bone meal into the soil, providing extra nutrients for when these are ready to bloom. Now, under the rose bush, I'm just going to pull my mulch back a little bit. Just around the drip line here. Sprinkle in some fertilizer. And it doesn't need a lot because this is in the ground, so it'll get a lot of nutrients from the soil. Now I will come back and add in maybe some worm castings, some compost, but for now I want to make sure that this project is done, that I gave them fertilizer, that I gave them a slow release fertilizer. If you do it in the winter, you know you've done it for the season, and you can just add compost and worm castings as you need to. And just make sure you don't have anything at the roots. You know, you really don't want to push it all the way up against. Just clear it back off of this a little bit. Okay, rows taken care of. Now for my hardy hibiscus, we're just going to pull this back a little bit. And I see I have weed fabric still here. I thought I removed it all, but we're just going to fertilize right underneath it. Just like this. Scratch it in. Cover it up. And cover. No, it doesn't have to be rocket science. It just needs to be done. Okay? This is one of those little things you should be getting done early and set yourself up for success for the season. All right. I'll also do the same thing here for my hydrangea. Since there's no leaf cover, I can really kind of scratch up the soil, apply fertilizer and bone meal. And this is the perfect time. So I'll continue working, feeding all of my container perennials. So if anything has been helpful today, please hit that like button, subscribe, and have an amazing day.